Okay, for this video, please fasten your seatbelts. Now we're diving into the interpolation, and therefore we can use the command not around. We use the command help interpolation1, and we go to the reference page and look up, and look what happens on the reference page. So the 1D data interpolation table lookup, and that's how to use it. In the description section we can see we get back the interpolated data, and what we have to do is to include X, V and XQ. I see it pretty good in this documentation. So V is the actual data, and so I copied that one up, and we include this one in our live script. So we use the interpolation and put our data on this position, and X must have the length of the input data, and that it is pretty easy to perform by typing from 1 to the length of the input data, and X is our new data range. And for the data range there is a very helpful command in Matlab as well. So the command linspace for linearly spaced vector. So we can say from x1 to x2, and we generate n data points. Perfect. So we include in here the linspace command from 0 to, we use the same one, so because we want to have all of the data which is in this vector, and we want to interpolate about 1000 data points, so we have now 300 something, and we get back 1000 data points, and we have to change this variable to this one, so we get back the right data. And what we can do is to plot this one, so I copy out. Now we know how to use a function on this, in this case, so we make a section break in there, section break, and include a new function which have no output variables but an input variable. The input variable is the data, and we say okay, plot temp. I make it shorter because it's easier to write, so make, instead of plot temp I make pt, and I have data. Well, let's see, X and Y, and the title for this one, and then the end is included automatically, and I copy down that one because it's very easy now when we know how functions are working. So we're taking this, making an X, oh no, X, Y, and we take the title in there, and from that point we can use this one. I copy it in this line, but I take the linspace with me for the X coordinate, so grab it out, I don't have to retype it, and I make the x-axis, and I don't take the length in this on this step because I want it from 0 to 100 in percentage of stance phase. But keep in mind you have to have 1000 data points, otherwise you get a dimension mismatch, which we want to avoid. So we have x, and what is y in this case? It's not interpolated data for me. I want to look up this one, so I put it in this place, and now I can include here the string, and I say cut it data, and then we make a second one, and we include there the interpolated data. And make it very brief, interpolate data, and run this section. Now I can look up what happened. It may take a while, because I have used the run all, and you see in the live stream at some point it's a little bit annoying because I think I have somewhere messed something around. Okay, in there error using plot must be the same length. So now we have a problem because this one is didn't have the length of the data, so the x coordinate for this one didn't have the length. So I take the length of the data, and interpolate it to that one. No, that was the wrong direction. I want to keep the 100 and put it in there, so I have the data points. In here I have to use an underscore, and I use the xtemp for this one, deleted the brackets, and rerun this section. Input must be Scala, start, end. Okay, it only needs one line in there, so I rerun the section, get the same error. I look up in this case the temp variable, so the xtemp must be somewhere. Okay, don't must be somewhere because it says it couldn't use the linspace variable in that manner. And data start 1, start to end. I can't use it that way. Start to end. Okay, because the command length is missing in there. I wanted to deliver the length of that one. I missed this. So I rerun the section, it should work now. Yeah, perfect. So title. What is this title? Error, just line 17, title. String. It could be a problem to have the same variable name as a function, and we rerun the code again, and now you can see it worked properly. So if you have an error message, go to the command window and test what you've done, and probably it's one sign missing or one too much, or you thought you have included a command and didn't include it. But then when you are done with it, it should look pretty good. So we have the import data, the cutted data, and the interpolated data, and that one looks quite good. So the function interpolation works good and is doing what we are wanting, and we need the interpolation to bring all the measurement data, so all the single stance faces, to the same length. And in the next step we can build out of the same length of this measurement data the zones, the single zones for the toe section, for the forefoot section, midfoot section, and for the heel section. And after that we are pretty done with all the things which I want to show you, and we can plot the final plot afterward. And yeah, but I will show you in the next video.